Ladies, I'm here on the show. I've had it. I've had it with these blowouts. I really have. Like, I can't take any more of these blowouts. Like, I am sick of watching this garbage. Besides the Arizona State and Texas game in the maybe the first 3 quarters, or maybe the 2 quarters of Boise State and Penn State, these playoffs have been utter garbage. We don't get any upsets. We haven't got one. And I guess I'll count Ohio State, Oregon, since I believe it's a 6 seed over 1 seed. But I believe Ohio State might probably turn out as the better team. Like, they only lost by 1 point when they played them the first time. Oregon just looked terrible. They couldn't stop the run. They gave up so many big plays in the first 2 quarters. It's just too hard to come back from. Man, you're down 34-8. Like, you're not going to come back from that against Ohio State. Like, they couldn't stop Will Howard. They couldn't stop the deep throws to Jeremiah Smith at Buckeyes. They couldn't stop Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins. They ran all over Oregon. 181 rushing yards. They averaged 8.8 yards per play. They had 500 total yards of offense. And Oregon had negative 23 rushing yards. 3.9 yards per play. Only 276 total yards. And they didn't turn it over. They just sucked. Like, you can't blame the turnovers. And also, I hate this excuse. They were mentioned on the broadcast. The bye week. I'm tired of people using that as an excuse. But the bye week. I've never got the excuse. But the bye week. It's either you show up to play. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to get these players to show up, get hyped for a playoff game, and make these games actually exciting to watch. Like, it's just not. The final score, 41-21, really wasn't even that fucking close. It was like 41-15 in the fourth quarter. Oregon scored a fucking garbage time touchdown in like 6 minutes. It was just tough to watch. Like, Ohio State played well. Like, that's not discrediting them. I'm just frustrated with all these blowouts, man. Like, I've only covered one game that has been an actual really good game, and that was Texas-Arizona State. Every other game has either been meh. Well, one game, and the rest of them sucked. Like, this is the longest, but Ohio State, I haven't seen Ohio State hit this hard in such a long time. Like, these boys, done with this bullshit. They're done with that, they choke every year. With Ryan Day and just the team in general. They whooped Tennessee. They whooped Oregon. Like, they whooped both teams. Like, Ryan Day letting his nuts hang on all the haters. Like, something has changed just with this Ohio State team. Their offense looked completely terrible. They always start slow, and now that they've come out fast, and they've just locked in. Simple as that. They've just locked in, and I've said they can't afford these slow starts. They've gone off to fast starts their last 2 games, and they've blown out their opponents easily. Their defense has played well. The defensive line's still kind of disappointing, but overall, everybody else I thought played well. Will Howard had a pretty good game. 17 for 26, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions from Will Howard. Another great game from Will Howard. He's had 2 really good games in a row. Like, he's been playing his ass off these last 2 weeks. What did he throw last week? Let me look at the stat sheet. No, oh my god, where's the stat sheet? Last week he threw 311 yards, 24-29 with 2 touchdowns. So he's thrown 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. Like, he's been just incredibly accurate these first 2 games. Travion Henderson, 8 runs, 94 yards, 11.8 a carry, 2 touchdowns, also 3 catches for 20 yards. Quinshawn Judkins, 17 runs, 85 yards, 5.0 yards per carry. Just ran all over that defense, man. Jeremiah Smith, 7 catches, 187, 1 touchdown. Great Rose Bowl from Jeremiah Smith. That dude's great, man. Like, if he could enter the draft this year, I think he would be the #1 overall pick. Like, that dude's excellent. He just cooks week in, week out. Like, I don't think anybody could stop one-on-one. Yeah, good luck trying to stop Jeremiah Smith. That dude is a freshman. Like, he's a beast. Emeka Egbuka, 5 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Man, Egbuka, Jeremiah Smith, they might be the best duo, wide receiver duo in college football. But against one of the best secondaries next week, that's going to, swear to God, if that game's a blowout, you're going to see an even madder Landon next week. I swear to God. I swear to God, if that game is a blowout next week, it better not. Because it's 2 good offenses, 2 good defenses. G. Scott, 1 catch, 30 yards, and Carnell Tate, 1 catch, 10 yards. Made both their field goals. Proved to 12-2 and advanced to the next round of the playoffs, to the semifinals. Oregon ends 13-1. Disappointing, man. I mean, it's a great season. 13-0, the 1 seed. But in the way they wanted to. But year 1, 10-3 with Dan Lanning, 12-2 in year 2, 13-0 in year 3. But I thought out of these 3 seasons, it was the best chance to go for. University of Zeros, am I right? Yeah, they could be the most talented team next year, but it doesn't mean they're going to win it all. They're always pretenders. #1 in the country, and just sucked. Just sucked today. They just got outplayed. They didn't look ready. Oregon is what it is. They're flashy, ever-changing uniforms, great regular seasons, and they'll disappear in the postseason when it matters most. I mean, yeah, they're bringing the #2 recruiting class in 2025. I have no doubt that they'll be back. They'll be highly ranked again. But it's just hard to be excited with this Oregon team every year, man. They choke. They choke every year, man. Like, it's hard to keep getting excited over this Oregon team over and over and over and over. Dylan Gabriel, 29-41, 299, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. These stats don't even matter. He finally started completing passes, got 2 touchdowns when the fucking game was over. He might be a backup quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he fought like hell all game. Give him credit to that. When it was a blowout, he didn't have to keep playing. I think he could be an NFL quarterback. Maybe a backup. They also sacked Dylan Gabriel a lot. They sacked him 7-8 times. They didn't get to him once during the regular season meeting. That's one thing that changed. They sacked him like 7 or 8 times. I don't know how many. It was like 7 or 8. They couldn't run the ball. Whittington, 6 runs, 3 yards and a touchdown. Jordan James, 7 runs, 14 yards. He went out with an injury. Evan Stewart got banged up during pregame. He didn't play. Trayshawn Holden, 7 catches, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Ferguson, 5 catches, 71 yards. Whittington, 3 catches, 6 catches, 30 yards. Tez Johnson, 5 catches, 32 yards. Sadiq, 1 catch, 10 yards. And Lowe, 2 catches, 27 yards. And scored 21 points. Ohio State scored 14 points in the first quarter, 20 points in the second quarter is where they really put this game away. And it's just, we can't get the first quarter to be close in these games as well. Like, immediately these teams go down by 14 points. Boise went down by 14 points. Arizona State went down by 14 points. They come back and actually made it a classic game, unlike Oregon, who quit. They evened up in the third quarter, 7-7. Oregon scored 6 points in the fourth quarter. And all Oregon put on their Twitter was final. It's just a pathetic game. I thought this would be a classic, and it turned out to be a blowout. I mean, you expect games to be classics in these playoffs, and then you get blowouts. Is this the only sport that the regular season's more exciting than the playoffs? I don't know. But Oregon just got simply dominated. But the first round bye, yada yada yada, that's just an excuse. But whatever. It's just terrible to watch. But 41-21 Ohio State wins. Congratulations to Barney and his Ohio State Buckeyes will move on to the Cotton Bowl Classic to play Texas. That better be a good game. Next week, January the 10th. There's a possibility we could get Ohio State Penn State Championship. How boring would that be? Ugh. Championship's shaping out. It's going to be a boring one this year. Just like every college championship. But, you know, Notre Dame and Georgia tomorrow. I'll be back here for that game. I think it's at 4 o'clock. I don't even know at this point. It said postponed. I think it's postponed until tomorrow. I think it's like fucking 4 o'clock. I don't know. I'll see you guys.